Yes, my people, it is your boy VRD back at you with another Train Sim World 5 video. I know, guys, it has been a while. My consistency has reduced significantly. I know, I am aware. Guys, I'll be honest with you, I'm just so over this. I'll be so honest. I'll keep it real. That I think until another UK route comes out or another UK DLC or something, until that happens, yeah, this game is just not going to be fun to me anymore. I'll be so honest with you guys. Thankfully, we've got the Leavenworth branch coming out soon. I'm not sure when it's coming out. I don't even know if they've given a release date. They've announced this route like 10 years ago. Not this route, sorry, this DLC. They announced it like a decade ago, and it still hasn't been released. This is ridiculous. But yeah, once that gets released, then I'll definitely be looking at that for a bit until I get bored of that, and then I'll go back into hiding. So yeah, that's more or less the reason why I'm on the, what's this route called again? I can't remember what the route's called. The 5 circle route, there we go. I thought I'd come and pay the 5 circle route a little visit because the Leavenworth branch is an extension to the 5 circle DLC. So I just thought I'd do a bit of route refreshing, try get a bit of practice on the route. I do know this route HUD-Less, so we're going to be doing a HUD-Less drive today. Not actually HUD-Less, but you know what I mean, without the trap monitor and whatnot. So yeah, that is what we're going to be doing. We're going to take a, that train is ruining my intro. I think that's gonna be going off to Perth if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, we're gonna take this 3-car class 170 turbo star from Edinburgh Waverley up to Glenrothes with Thornton, or however the place is pronounced. So yeah, let's just jump straight into this, man. It's been a while, so it's gonna be interesting to see how I do driving wise. So we're gonna enter the back cab here. 2 Golf 73 Edinburgh Waverley to Glenrothes with Thornton. Right. Sit our bottom in the seat. I thought that was coming from here for a sec. I was like, what did I do? But set our driver reminder appliance, completely unnecessary, just something I like to do out of habit. Tail lights are already set correctly, so that is all we need to do at this end. Sorry guys, I need to learn to mute myself when I'm sniffing and coughing and whatnot. Alright, we got the 2 tail lights being correctly displayed down here. Am I recording? Come on, man, it's tradition. I always gotta make sure I'm recording. Yes, I am. Right, look, this is our cooling pattern. In fact, rather than looking at that, I could just look at my own flipping timetable that I got in my, that I can bring up by pressing the touchpad. So we're going to be calling at Haymarket, South Gyle, Edinburgh Gateway, Dalmeny, North Queensferry, Inverkeithing, Rosyth, Dunfermline City, Dunfermline Queen Margaret, Cowden Beef, Loch Gelly or Loch Jelly, Cardenden, and finally Glenrothes with Thornton. So I believe that is calling at all stations. Yeah, we're not skipping anywhere, I don't believe. We'll soon find out. So here we are at the front of the train. Gonna enter the right hand cab door there. First thing I'm gonna do is enable the relative safety systems, so AWS. It always catches me out on this because you have to turn it clockwise. I think on most of the other trains it's anti-clockwise, so this one's clockwise for some reason. AWS, DSD, and vigilance into the vertical normal positions. Sit in the seat, DRA set once again. I'm actually going to close the door very quickly because we need to do our static brake test and it doesn't work while the door's open. When the cab doors open, the brake cylinder gauge pressure, the brake cylinder gauge pressure, this needle here gets held at 4 bar, and that, yeah, that's gonna be held at that until the door is closed, so just as a safety precaution. So we obviously had to close the door first to stop that from happening, if that wasn't clear. Right, let's get our master key in. We're gonna move the reverser into the neutral position, acknowledge the AWS self-test sequence. Right, we're gonna do our little clockwise check of the cab starting from the left. So we'll get our headlights on first. We need the day running configuration. tail lights off. We are going to select forward on the reverser or F&R switch. Just acknowledge the vigilance self-test. Right, let's do our static brake test. So, oh, this has got, actually no, this has got 4 steps of braking and then the 7 steps of power, which always throws me off a bit, but yeah. Right, so let's look at the brake cylinder gauge here. You can see we got a reading of 4 bar. Hold on, no, I was incorrect about the door then. So if we off, okay, hold on. Put that back into neutral. So you guys, I want to show you guys what everything I'm talking about, so I don't sound crazy. I actually want you guys to understand what I'm on about, and we've got enough time as well, so might as well. So remember, you can see it's on 4 bar, yeah, just shy of 4 bar. Now if we go open this door here and then go back, yeah, you can see that's risen to 4.5 bar, and then we close the door again, it drops back down to just shy of 4 bar. So that's what I was on about. So if I have that door open, I'm not going to be able to carry out the static brake test. Make sense? Good. All right, let's go back into forward. So we are going to select the emergency brake position, so just pushing this all the way forward into the emergency position. You can see we've got that same 4.5 bar reading. Back down to brake step 3, 75% of the train's braking force. We've got the 3.75 bar. Brake step 2, 2.75 bar. Brake step 1, 1.75 bar. Quickly release the brakes and then back into brake step 3. Or I think sometimes, no, it should have been released and then brake step 1. But I always get it mixed up. But anyway, it doesn't matter, man. It doesn't matter. Let's just quickly do it correctly, you know. Oh my gosh. Okay, there we go. Happy now? Good. Static brake test is complete. We now need to test the driver safety device. So let's just stand up quickly. When you release your foot pressure from this pedal down here with the reverser in the forward or neutral position, the alarm will sound. After 7 seconds, you will get your 4.5 bar brake cylinder pressure gauge reading, also known as an emergency brake application. And then we sit back down, putting pressure back on the pedal. Brake cylinder gauge reading falls back down. There we are. Right, that's all good. So we can go back into neutral. What else do we need to do? We need to do our GSMR, but I'm not going to do that until the service commences. We'll set our destination display. I can't even see what it says. Can I? Well, this wasn't really well thought out, was it? Glasgow Central. I can't see for the life of me what it says. Fam, where's the place? Actually, no, I think we're coming up on it. Hold on. Nope. Guess not. It's a lot easier to do this on the Electro Star because you could literally see the whole list of the destinations. But with this, you have to scroll through them individually. So it's a bit of a nightmare. I feel like I've passed it. So we're going to go through the list again. If I don't find it this time, then I'm just gonna give up and yeah. Oh, there it is. Glenrothes with Thornton. Right. Gonna mute myself because I need to clear my throat. Hold on. Right, I've returned. So we can now go outside, have a look at we'll open the doors while we're at it as well. I'm not sure why the arrow is pointing that way. I'm sure this arrow should be pointing that way. Anyway. Yeah, so you can see we've got the bright headlights shining from the non-driver's side and the not so bright LED star lights shining from the driver's side, which is the day running configuration. Destination display is reading Glenrothes with Thornton, which is also correct. Right, so that is all good. I believe that is us all sorted for the setup. So yeah, we've got about 5 minutes until the service commences, and then an additional 2 minutes until the departure time. So I'm going to edit down the video and I will catch you guys in a bit. Right, my people, we are back. It is 13:47, so the service has now commenced. Our platform starter signal is cleared to a green aspect. The automatic announcement is firing away. I'm now going to get our GSMR set up. Hopefully it works. The GSMR is not working. Typical, and absolutely typical. Sort this out. Why is the GSMR not working in Big Train Sim World 5? Come on, man, do better, honestly. Absolutely frustrating. Right. Oh, dear me. About another 40 seconds or so, then I'm gonna get the doors closed. Yeah, I don't know what else to say. I do hope everyone's doing right though. Let me know how your day's been going, how your week's been going. Yeah, man. Yeah. Right, let's prepare to get the doors closed. Let's open our cab door, look back along the platform here. Obviously, this isn't how it would go down in real life. You'd have platform staff aiding you, and there'd probably be a guard on this as well. But again, lack of realism. I blame the developers, so we have to do it ourselves, unfortunately. Gosh, my throat. Right, doors are closed. Let's close our door. Sit in the driver's seat. Just double check the signal. Signal is green, so we can reset our DRA. Into forward, and we're going to test the hill start button as we move away. So holding the hill start button, move the power brake controller into the idle position. Still holding the hill start button, which is L2 on the PS5 controller. You see we got our 1.75 bar reading. I'm now going to take 4 notches of power, wait for the engines to kick in, release the whole start button, brake cylinder gauge reading falls to 0, train begins to move. With these lovely motor sounds. These motor sounds aren't realistic at all, but they do sound quite nice. This sounds it sounds nothing like a 170. Oh my goodness. Speed limit is 20 departing from Edinburgh Waverley. Gonna start cutting back on the power. I'm not sure if you're meant to select notch 4 when moving away, or if it's notch 2 or what. I'm not too familiar with diesel trains. If anyone knows, please let me know. And I did hear from somewhere that when you're shutting off the power in a diesel train, it's good practice to hang about in notch 1 of power for a few seconds and then go into idle. I'm not sure how true that is, but again, let me know, please. As we cross over onto these lines, I'm not sure what these lines are called. But I do know that the line over there on the left that we were just on, that goes towards Glasgow and whatnot. And you can go, there's 2 ways to get to Glasgow. So just after the next station, excuse me, just after the next station, Haymarket, the line splits off. There's a line that dives off to the left, and then that also takes you to Glasgow, or you can continue straight. Speed limit is now 35 miles an hour, so I'm going to select notch 5 of power. I'm going to bring us up to 30 miles an hour, where we will perform our running brake test.
Don't forget to take your belongings with you before you leave the train.
I'm going to be a bit smart though, because we are coming up on the next station, Haymarket, where we need to stop. So I'm gonna do the running brake test whilst slowing down for the station, just to kill 2 birds with 1 stone. So I'm not gonna go above 30, even though speed limit is 35. I don't think you're supposed to go above 30 until you've done the running brake test. So Yeah, we're just rolling along at the moment. My throat is finished. I actually apologize, guys. I don't know what's wrong with me. Right, so Haymarket Station is just at the end of the tunnel here. It is on an upward gradient, so we can get away with a 30 mph entry speed, although we have rolled back down to 25. So on entry into the platform, straight into brake step 2, observing the speed fall by 10 miles an hour, and then we can reduce it down to brake step 1. Stopping position is at the end of the canopy. It has been so long since I last drove one of these, so I doubt I'm gonna have an accurate stop here, but we'll try our best. We'll try our very, very best. Just jump in between the two brake steps. Ooh, brake step 1. Look at that. Bruv, I told you I'm a natural, man. Right, brake step 3, neutral, door release on the left. I'm gonna try my best to not run late. I'm gonna try my very, very best. And we are driving in the Leaf full season. It is currently November the 7th, so I'm gonna need to brake a lot earlier than I normally would, just to avoid getting into wheel slide. We have a green signal. Let's get the doors closed. We'll try not to waste any time at these stations. Yep, that's all good to me. Into forward. Again, we're going to do another hill start because we are on an upward gradient. And we are away. Just looking back along the platform as we start to roll off as well. I'm not sure if you guys heard it because I know my game volume is quite low and I don't know how to turn it up. So if anyone on PS5 knows how to turn up the game volume, please let me know. But there was a click that happened at around 12 miles an hour. When I hear that click, that is when I'll start increasing the power beyond notch 4. Sometimes you're not always going to hear it, but it tends to happen at around 12 miles an hour. So just as a general rule of thumb, 12 miles an hour is where you want to start increasing the power beyond notch 4. Well, that's how I drive it anyway. I don't like I said, I don't know the real life procedure for driving one of these things, but yeah. Speed limit is also now 90 miles an hour. It went up to 90 just after we left Haymarket Station, and it goes down to 75 in about half a mile's time, 3/4 of a mile maybe. We got a stadium over there on the left. Right, so if my memory serves me correctly, which it most certainly does. Oh, there's a tram over there. Look at that. We shouldn't get past 75 miles an hour before we reach the 75 mile an hour speed limit, so we don't really need to worry about braking points or anything. I think just as we reach 75 miles an hour, that is when the speed limit goes down to 75. And then there's a right hand bend, and then at that right hand bend is where you want to start thinking about slowing down for South Gyle Station. Right, so this bridge here is a excuse me, these two bridges are a good indication that you're coming up on the 75 limit, so shutting off the power now. And like I said, because of the Leaf full season, I'm gonna get the brakes in slightly earlier than I normally would. Normally I'd be braking at the end of this right hand bend, but I'm gonna start braking about midway through it. speed limit is now 75. So brake step 2. I'm gonna shave off about 10 to 20 miles an hour and then reduce it down to brake step 1. It is quite scary because I haven't driven on this in a while and it's slightly foggy as well, so I can't see where I'm going.
Arrive at
South Gower station is at that bridge that we can see coming up in the
Don't forget
distance,
to take your belongings with you
so
before you
we
leave the
are
train.
doing okay. We want a 15 mile an hour entry speed into the platform because we are only 3 carriages long and the 3 carriage stopping position is not too far along the platform at all. Just momentarily releasing the brakes. We were coming in a bit too slowly. Gonna get back into brake step 1 now. Just giving it a quick burst of brake step 2 just to have us slow down a bit more. Looking out for the 3 carriage stopping position. I think it's at the next lamppost. Yep, there we are. Can see it coming up now. Let's try our best to stop accurately once again, but also try our best to stick to time. Yep, beautiful. Brake step 3, neutral, door release on the left. And we're starting to ever so slightly lose time, but it's just all part of the game, innit? Like it is extremely difficult to stick to the timetable, especially when you're driving carefully the way I'm driving. Anyway, green signal. Let's get the doors closed. Perfect. Final check of the signal. We're on a downward gradient now, so we don't need the whole start button. And again, just hanging about in notch 4 for a bit just to get the initial momentum going. There's that click I was talking about. I doubt you guys can hear it once again because game volume is quite low, but yeah, in good rail conditions I'd be going straight into notch 7 once we get to 12 miles an hour, but because like I said, we're driving in the lethal season, I am being a bit more gentle with the acceleration.
We'll soon arrive at Edinburgh Gateway. Don't forget to take your belongings with you before
When you leave the train, I almost completely forgot that we were stopping at Edinburgh Gateway, and I can never remember where the breaking point is, but I know Edinburgh Gateway and South Gower are very close to each other. I'm gonna get the brakes in about now. Yeah, Edinburgh Gateway is at that bridge coming up there, although it is on an upward gradient, so we don't need to be too careful with the entry speed. I'm gonna go for about 25 miles an hour. Momentarily releasing the brakes once again. Back into brake step 1. The stopping position always catches me out at this station. It's around the area of the footbridge, that glass footbridge up there. I could just see it coming up now, so giving it another burst to brake step 2, back down to brake step 1, releasing, just creeping up to the stopping position nice and gently. Overshot it very slightly, but it's not the end of the world, although it does feel like it. Brake step 3, neutral, door release on the left. And you can just see the green signal in the distance over there. I'm not sure if you would call that a platform starter signal. I guess if it's in line of sight of within line of sight of the platform, then it is technically a platform starter signal. But with it being that far out into the distance, is it really? Is it actually? Anyway, right, let's get our doors closed. Final glance at the signal. Perfect. So we need another hill start because we are on an upward gradient this time. Next station is Dalmeny. We have a nice long high speed run between here and Dalmeny. Dalmeny is quite a way away. If I'm not mistaken, which I might be, I think the distance between here and Dalmeny is the longest distance between any two stations on this route, so I'm not too sure if I'm right. And I am most likely going to need to split this video into two parts. I'm probably going to split it at... where would I normally split it? Would it be Inverkeithing? Yeah, it would probably have to be Inverkeithing, to be honest. Speed limit is... what's the speed limit? 90. Yeah, 90. It went... I haven't even been calling out the speed limits, but no, do you know what? You guys can go back and look at the top of the screen. You can keep track of the speed limits that way, rather than me having to constantly call them out, because it is a bit overwhelming. But it's just gone up to 100 now. That is part of the reason why I now play with the partial HUD, just so you guys can see the current speed limit and see the current position of braking or power that I'm in, rather than me just having to call it out, because that is quite draining. It doesn't seem like it when you're watching the video, but when you're actually sat here commentating and recording, trust me, it's draining to call all that out. So I'm just reducing the workload for myself very slightly. Over to the left in the distance is Edinburgh Airport. I'm not sure why I needed to think of that, but yeah, Edinburgh Airport over there in the distance. I'm not sure if there's a massive field like that in real life and you just got the airport there. I'm sure there'd be a bit more scenery to that. Alright, speed limit goes down to 80, not too far from here. And we are climbing on a fairly steep gradient, so we're not really... similar to the way we were speeding up to that 75 not too long ago. You got a similar situation here with the 80 limit coming up. I doubt we're going to get above 80 by the time we get to the commencement of the speed limit. We just passed the warning board for that. That's what all that commotion was with the AWS just then. Excuse me. 80 limit commences at this bridge here, this overbridge coming up, so I'm going to shut off the power now. And in fact, no, about now, so just before the end of this right hand bend, I'm going to get the brakes in for Dalmeny, because like I said, the leaf full season braking slightly earlier than I normally would. Going to reduce it to brake step 1 at about 60 miles an hour. I think I might have overreacted a bit with the brakes, but we'll soon find out.
We'll soon arrive at Dalmeny. Don't forget.
I could not see what I'm doing, and it's terrifying. Where's the station? Okay, I can see it coming up in the distance. I'm going for about a 20 mile an hour entry speed coming into here. Perfect. 20 miles an hour. Free carriage stopping position is at this footbridge coming up here, so I'm just giving it a few bursts of brake. Step 2, just to ensure we're slowed down in time. Stop, brother. Oh my goodness. Alright, brake step 3, neutral, door release on the left. And in the distance over there is the 4th bridge. I find it funny that that's called the 4th bridge, and then the route is called the 5 circle. I wonder if there's a 6th circle or 7th circle. Anyway, that wasn't funny. Right, doors closed. Forgot to check the signal, naughty me. But I just checked it then. Right, let's get a move on. Next station is North Queensferry. We've got a 50 limit crossing over the 4th bridge, which I find very irritating, but it's probably for safety. I don't think the bridge can I don't think it can handle the vibrations of anything above 50 miles an hour, especially considering that there's probably some heavier trains that pass over there. The bridge is quite intimidating, you know, the way the way it looks. I think especially with the fog as well. The fog makes it look even more scary because it is absolutely huge. Like I would be very, because I've got what's it called when you're scared of big buildings? I have that phobia, and I've also got autocellulophobia, which is the fear of being inside gigantic rooms with high ceilings. So it's, yeah, man. Yeah, I would hate to be stood on ground level looking up at this thing. But yeah, anyway, so now that we're at 50 miles an hour, notch 2 of power. Notch 2 of power tends to hold you at 50 miles an hour quite well going across here. Although you might need a few bursts of brake. Power notch 3 every now and then. We'll see what notch 2 does for us. And I need to remember to brake for North Queensferry station because it is right on the other side of this bridge and it is on a downward gradient. Although the automatic announcement more or less tells me when to get the brakes in, so yeah, driving on this route isn't too challenging in terms of braking points for stations because you more or less get prompted on when to brake. So yeah, it feels like cheating, but I guess it's more realistic because yeah, automatic announcements are a thing in real life.
We'll soon arrive at North Queensferry.
Right, so shutting off the power at this, what do you call that? We're gonna call it an arch. At that arch there, I'm gonna get the brakes in for North Queensferry. Might have left it a bit too late, but we'll see what happens. And I'm telling you, the gradient coming into here is very extreme. Like I honestly find it a challenge to stop correctly at this station just because of how extreme the downward gradient is. That brake step 1 is pretty ineffective. Okay, goodbye. I tried to warn you, bro. I'm not sure what you were doing. Alright, where's the free carriage stopping position? See, there it is, sneaking up on me. No chance, absolutely flew right past it. Ooh. Okay, no, we stopped accurately, but I did need brake step 3, and everyone probably went flying just then, but it doesn't matter, they'll be alright. But yeah, that's another thing that they need to sort out. The pedestrians walking into the tracks. Like, come on, man. I was about I was about to make a joke, but I wouldn't dare do that. No, not on YouTube. Listen, the YouTube that I grew up with and the YouTube that you don't probably grew up with is two completely different YouTubes. So some of the jokes that I get tempted to make, they were very normal for me watching YouTube as a kid. Anyway, we don't have a platform starter signal. I don't even remember what the last aspect was of the signal that we passed. But I mean, the AWS is blank, so it must have been green. Anyway, next station is Inverkeithing, where I'm gonna end part 1 of this video. How long have we been recording for? Yeah, 25 minutes. And then there was the bit before that as well, where we were setting up the train. So yeah, should be about 30 minutes long, this video. And then part 2 will continue from Inverkeithing up to Glenrothes. It's an interesting drive going to Glenrothes. It's like you're climbing a hill almost, and then you get to the top of the hill and then you go all the way back down to the bottom, and then that's when you get to Glenrothes. It's quite strange. Right, speed limit is currently 50, shortly going down to 40. So how do I normally tackle this? Alright, so shutting off the power, I'm gonna give it 1 step of braking from now. And again, it's a really steep downward gradient. 1 in 70 is 1 in 70 is mad, I won't lie. So yeah, again, brake step 1 is pretty ineffective. We might need brake step 2. We'll see what happens. Note, brake step 1 had us down to for the 40 limit just in time. 41 miles an hour. Ah, boo-hoo. Wah, 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 wah. Alright, so we're gonna remain in brake step 1. It's a very short 40 limit. It's only just for that bridge that we're passing over. Goes back up to 50 now, so we're going to release the brakes and we're just going to let gravity begin to bring us up towards 50. We're not going to make it to 50 before we need to put the brakes in for Inverkeithing, but yeah, just saving a bit of fuel and whatnot. Although that being said, we are running kind of late, so maybe applying power might save us a bit of time, but nah. The petrol is more important. The petrol is always more important. Petrol never run free. Right, so where do I normally get the brakes in for Inverkeithing? I think it's like halfway through this tunnel or something. Yeah, about now, just as I begin to see the end of the tunnel. There's another 170 there. Guys, I was gonna do this in a 158, but when I went to load up the game, believe it or not, the 158 was the, oh yeah, speed limit goes down. Oh no, speed limit goes down to 40. I thought it went down to 30, but no, it's 40. Aiming for a 20 mile an hour entry speed, of course. Yeah, I was planning on doing this in a 158, guys, but the 158 was the one train that I forgot to reinstall over from Train Sim World 4. So yeah, I was literally in disbelief. Like, I was scrolling through my list of trains. I was thinking, where the hell is the 158? But yeah, it appears that I forgot to install it. So I had to do this in a 170 because I couldn't be bothered to wait for it to install. Because I need to go to the gym after this. So yeah, it would have taken too long. But I'll do a 158 run, maybe as a return journey, I don't know. Right, brake step 3, neutral, door release on the left. We got a signal, platform starter signal green with position 1 junction indication telling us that we are going to be routed over towards Glenrothes. The main aspect only without position 1 junction indication tells us that we're going to be routed straight towards Aberdour and Burnt Island, and then onwards up to Markinch, although you can get to Markinch from the Glenrothes and Thornton way as well. But yeah. Why am I laughing? It's not even funny. Oh, oops. Right, so I need to hurry up and do the I'm gonna run late because I'm doing this stupid outro now. But yeah, that concludes part one of this commentated drive between Edinburgh Waverley and Glenrothes with Thornton. I'd like to thank you guys for taking the time to watch this video. Constructive feedback and criticism is more than welcome in the comment section below and is highly appreciated. If you'd like to further support the channel, please consider liking and subscribing. I will catch you guys in the next one. Love.